Good after morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Green D. I'm joined by the man who's having a brew. Nice, babe. Good brew, that nice.
It's actually not a brew, Graham.
Just cold water.
I've opted for the
So?
fresh orange juice with ice cold ice.
Nice.
Because how else would you have ice?
I mean, if not, it's water. So, you know, there's that. Or steam, depending on how warm it is. Just want to point out that Tito is late to the stream. And he wants us to rinse him for a typo. I'm not going to rinse you for the fact that you can't type. I'm going to rinse you for the fact that you came in with a mediocre joke that was already done, Tito, and then you had a typo. Tito drops in with the, what time do you call this? Oh, no, I don't know. They win one wrestling match and they get all complacent. That was about 6 hours after JMK started the conversation about what time it was, also using the exclamation mark time command that Tito did as well. So maybe just turn up on time, Tito. Honestly, we've been sat here waiting for you. Love. If anyone doesn't know what it is, we go live at 10 a.m. ish. Each and every
Massive-ish
single weekday.
day.
Yeah, each and every single weekday on Twitch. Today it is 26 minutes past 3 right now, so it's a little bit of an ish on top of the 10 a.m. That's because of work stuff, but also we've been doing Royale Rumble stuff. For those of you who don't know, exclamation mark, I think I set it up as PUBG RR. Exclamation mark PUBG RR in the chat will give you the details. This Saturday, we will have our biggest Twitch event ever. That'll be myself, that'll be Bibby in the studio, joined digitally by Silencer from Code Red Esports. You may have no, I said PUBG RR. Little bit different. That's just PUBG R. You need to do that twice. God, honestly. So yeah, this Saturday, myself, Bib, and Silencer will be broadcasting the PUBG Royale Rumble. That will be 6 games spread over 5 hours of PUBG content here on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. We will also be live on the Twitch front page. We will probably be live on twitch.tv/PUBG Battlegrounds 2. As well as that, we will have Twitch drops. So drop into the channel. I haven't had the confirmation of how long you need to be watching for, but if you watch on Twitch and you play PUBG and your accounts are linked, you can get some cool stuff. Namely, a Twitch spray of one of these, a little PUBG crate. You can get one of those that you can spray around the battlegrounds just for watching us on Twitch. So not only do you get great content from myself, Bib, Silencer, plus 16 of the best Twitch console PUBG creators in the world, but you get free stuff for watching. Plus, there will be an opportunity to win an Astro A10 headset off the back of the stream. Right now, there is an opportunity to win a PUBG Koyo bundle, which includes this. This is my PUBG cup. It's metal. Includes that and a bunch of other stuff. That's on our Twitter as well. So there's all sorts of things that we have running this week that will all culminate in the event at 3 p.m. Saturday BST. That is like 7 a.m. To like 10 a.m.-ish or something across in America. I'm not quite sure exactly where or what. I don't have that knowledge. All I know is it's early. It's early. So shout out to our NA content creators that will be getting up early doors just to take part in the Royal Rumble. We massively appreciate you guys for doing that. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you.
So yeah, do feel free to join us Saturday for that. It will be spectacular. Before any of that stuff happens, though, hey, how you doing? We, as you know, are Ice Cream Uploads. My name's Graham. This is Bib, and we will bring you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories, and then we want to hear your thoughts and impressions, and then your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's how this whole show works. So if you're in the chat live right now at 10 a.m. Ish, 10 a.m.-ish, twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. We are live right now on Twitch. So if you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved with those thoughts and impressions. And it's important that you do, because we turn the live stream into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. So there's lots of places where over 100 and probably 1 million people, but we'll say 130,000 people, have listened and watched and streamed and downloaded this podcast on demand. So make sure you get involved on behalf of those people. We've already mentioned the Royal Rumble. But as well as that, there will be some new stuff happening next week. Next week is the start of a new month. Next Monday will be the first Monday of a new month, which means we will have another loot drop. One person will bag themselves a prize on Monday just for being a sub to the channel, and there's nearly 150 of you in the bag, so you've got quite a small chance, but still a better chance than winning the lottery just for throwing down a free sub or paying your sub or getting a gifted sub, whatever. So if you are a sub to the channel, make sure you're checking out our content next week because you could bag yourselves a prize. Good weekend, babe.
Ish, yes. Jesus, I feel like at some point me and you are going to have to get a PA each to be able to try and keep up with how much shit we've got going on at this moment in time. Like, it just feels like there genuinely isn't enough time in the day to be able to get all of this shit done.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know what? I'm going to do nothing. I was going to open up the image of the drops asset that I've sent to you, but because it hasn't been signed off, I won't yet. I can show. Yeah. We could show you the image of the drop, the PUBG crate, but I won't do that just yet. I might have done that the other day because that is allowed to be shared. It's just what we can say about it on our asset or not. So yeah, we will have the drops coming on the weekend, and that is one of the other things that we were sorting out today. Plus, trying to sort out some video content. So if we were selfish, we would that would be it. We'd be set for the Rumble now. But we want to put some video content together for the people that are competing in the Royal Rumble. I mean, that's kind of part of the thing. We don't want to make a big song and dance about it because it's not about us getting credit for it. But we are going to be on the Twitch front page. David!
Give me my prize.
Give me my... No, it's mine. Thank you for 18 months. 1.5 years, David.
Legend.
Yeah, we are live now. David did message me going, are we getting a scoop today or what? I was in the middle of a conference call then, so I said this after, just left it really short and simple because I was in the middle of a conversation, like, bye. So yeah, hi, hey. So yeah, we are going to be live on the Twitch front page for 2 hours of that stream, and that is part of the reason for us wanting to do a community event so that we can help promote other people. So we are making little montage videos to show off some of the highlights and some of the, I would say lowlights, but funnier lights as well of some of the content creators that will be taking part. So we want to use the next week leading up to and including that event to try and promote some of the people in the event. So we could just go, okay, that's it. We've told you what the prize are. We've told you what it is. We'll see you on Saturday. But we're going to spend the next few days to start promoting those guys because they're all wonderful people. The likes of Nacho, the likes of Hamish, the likes of Lotus. I mean, I'm only naming the EU bros because you know, sod those NA guys. I'm gonna say that because Wiki's in the chat, by the way. Hey, how you doing, Wiki? Thank you for dropping in, dude. Sadly, we couldn't get Wiki involved in the tournament. Maybe next time. Do you know what it is? He's very competitive, so he's waiting. He's going to sit on the sideline and just see how people roll in the first Rumble, and then when it comes to Royal Rumble 2, he's going to drop in and be like. He's gonna, like, the lights will go out and Wiki will appear like Kane. My God, is that Wiki? Slobber knocker.
I appreciate the shit, Hauser. I appreciate that.
Thank you for dropping into the chat, Wiki. Let me jump back up because a lot of other people are here too. We had JMK in a nice little. Then we got to Tito, Al Reitz, King Comic. Some of us have a job to do, and. You got like a 60% pay rise for doing less work. You hardly work anymore. Get out of it. No, I'm joking. Or am I? I don't know. Probably not. David, Alreeds. Everyone's jinxing and dropping the PUBG RR link. So the announcement video is there in the chat for those that haven't seen it. I'm assuming you've all seen it now because we've been hammering it for a couple of weeks. West was hammering it more than we ever have done in his stream, like every couple of hours. Not every game, pretty much. He also did a great job of shouting out Pidge's Tourney and PUBG WrestleFest. I'm going to keep my conversations for PUBG WrestleFest pretty brief, by the way. Purely because I haven't seen it yet. I do know the result. I can confirm that ICU, as fully expected. I mean, anyone wouldn't have. I mean, Bibby's got a title belt over his shoulder. We've got an actual title belt in the studio. Clearly, we were going to win PUBG WrestleFest. We promised that we would, and that's exactly what we delivered. But I'm not going to say any more than that because I haven't seen the match. I was at a wedding, and then I was doing some other stuff yesterday, and then busy ass. My plan was to watch it this morning, but ain't no time for that. So maybe I'll try watch it as I'm working tomorrow. So yes, if you have seen PUBG WrestleFest, nice. If you haven't seen PUBG WrestleFest, then do check out Pirate Lou on Twitch. You can watch it back, just like I will be doing this week. I want to see our victory.
Yeah.
Can't believe wait for Saturday. Who else is playing? I'm on Merck's team, and I've heard Gar has a team. Gar does have a team. He hadn't locked it in when I last spoke to him. Has he got his fourth player yet? Do you know?
He has. He's locked it in. I've been creating asset again. This is what I was saying. Like, it's genuinely all systems go at this moment in time. I start something else, and then the competitors are coming to me with the information that we've requested over the last couple of weeks from them. It's just one after the other. There's so many teams that are locked in now. I genuinely think there's only 3 teams that don't have all the members in the. Sorry, they haven't got all the squad mates just yet. So we're looking good, We're looking good. We've got 13 teams at this moment in time, all locked in and ready to go.
Nice. But yeah, Gar does have a team. I was speaking to him on Saturday, I think it was, and he was asking, like, how serious are we taking this? How sweaty? And I was like, not sweaty. Musa, because yeah, we don't want it to be super sweaty. If you want to see super sweaty stuff, then you can just go watch Bibby when he plays PUBG. Absolute sweat fest, walking around with his DBS and his M16. Goddamn. So yeah, no, everyone so far has been on board with the idea of not being too sweaty, because you can do sweaty in ranked. We want to have a good time for people in the game, people watching the game, and even yesterday I was in Franny's stream at like midnight last night, and he was like, "It's going to be such a good laugh because you know that every person that you come up against and down, it's probably going to be someone that you know from watching or being in games around a PUBG." And he says that's just such a good vibe. And then he was also on about like Nietzsche saying Nietzsche wants to knock Franny, wait for him to get rezzed, and then just instantly knock him again and keep doing that. And Franny was like, I hope.
Appreciate the shit out of it.
It's like, I hope I get the opportunity to do something like that to him. Just imagine it. So yeah, hopefully we have some. And shithousery is, if you don't know, we have a lot of NA teams and NA players in the game. If you don't, I don't know if it's a word that is on the other side of the pond, but shithousery is when you're a bit of a dick, but for joke's sake, and it's not anything malicious. Hopefully we have a little bit of good shithousery through this tournament and not just full on drop dead sweat, and we get some good games. That's what we're going for. If it is a bit sweaty, it is what it is. We might have to take the piss out of some teams as we go through the stream. It's just the nature of the ICU way. But hopefully we can keep everyone on the same page. We'll have some sweaty stuff when designated, like the first kill of the game. There will be an ice cream uploads bounty. It's an insert coin bounty, to be specific. Whoever gets the first kill of the game will bag themselves a £20 voucher to spend at insert coin. So that's a little bit of sweat, and then we can calm down. And then the stream will end with a sweaty solos big finish. So after we've found out which team has won the Royale Rumble, has bagged themselves a bunch of prizes and some cash along the way, we will then have a best of the best. Winner takes the plaudits solos game to finish the stream. So we'll finish with 2 big games. A squads to see who wins the Royal Rumble, and then a solos to see who wins the solos face-off. So it should be a good stream. Finish with a nice little bit of sweat after everyone's had a little bit of comedy, and yeah, should be good. Hopefully. We'll see you next Monday morning. If we look dejected and broken, it didn't quite go to plan, but we'll see what happens between now and then. Gagad, good afternoon-ish, gents. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing? West, nice. Do you know what? I've got massive praise for West as well. I thought he just put a general clock emote in, but he's actually put the 10 a.m.-ish emote in there as well, like the clock. Nice. Yeah. That's commitment. Hey, Chaos Riot Zero, it's been a while. How you doing, love? Welcome back. Cheeto says it won't be me. I can't remember what that was. It's been a while since we got to that bit. PA West reporting for duty. Only 75k per year for a 20-hour week. I mean, Bibby can afford it. We don't call him Bibby 7 Lambos for nothing now, honestly. We
can't this client. I can't even run the fucker. Unless it takes vegetable oil, I am fucked.
I mean, we call him Bibby 2 Lambos. It's because the other 5 aren't his for tax reasons. You know, we also call him Bibby Carr, like Jimmy Carr, you know, but we don't talk about that. I still haven't had my call up yet. I'm sure it'll come soon. Have you not? Oh, that's awkward. I mean, it should have happened, right? Right? No. PUBG WrestleFest clip. I'm not clicking on it. Nope. I refuse to click on it because I don't want to see spoilers and stuff. But yeah, there you go. Check it in. There was a bunch of clips from our game in the Discord, by the way. You can check that out if you don't have the time to go and watch the full thing. Some of the lovely people from our community in !Discord have already clipped some of the bits up, so you guys can check it through. Once again, didn't click on any of the clips because I want to watch it in its entirety, so I will get to it. Just like we will also get to video game news. That is what we are here about obviously. I know we've been talking about video games all the way through, like the Royal Rumble and stuff, but we aren't here just to talk about our things. It's not all self-promo, just vastly self-promo, obviously. no, we have a few stories. So one that was moved from last week to this week, which has now progressed even further. You may remember, if you joined us on Friday, that Ubisoft had cancelled 4 games. We said we were going to shelve that and come back to that this week. Well, Ubisoft have cancelled a 5th game on top of that one. So it seems like it's all going wrong for Ubisoft. That's what we'll start off with, those 2 articles. Then we'll jump in to Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So if you've not played Jedi Fallen Order, get it done, because there is a new game coming, and we can see that it's been listed with a March 2023 release date on the PlayStation database. May the Force, March the Force be with you? Question mark says the tagline, which is pretty good. Nice. Even though I butchered it, nice. Then we'll talk about Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition. The contents have appeared online, and well, because we know Gaming Nacho listens to this podcast when he's out on his evening strolls, and he always likes a big Fortnite update. The Last of Us skins may be coming to Fortnite. Joel and Ellie could be the last ones standing. Epically. Ooh, okay, that one's not quite as good. Both from the game of those 2 taglines, by the way. That one's not quite as good as the early one. But for now, babe, you a big fan of Ubisoft?
Oh, do you know what, Graham? I genuinely am. I am.
Well,
I do love Ubisoft games.
Tough.
Oh, okay.
There's none left. They've all gone.
Hit me why? Why?
Jordan Midler at VGC has the reasons why. Ubisoft has cancelled Ghost Recon Frontline, Splinter Cell VR, and 2 unannounced games. Frontline was met with overwhelming fan backlash upon reveal. So this article was written 4 days ago, as you can see, 21st of July. This is the old article, so I'll fly through this and then I'll jump into the update, which isn't an update, but it pretty much is an update. So Ubisoft has announced that it's ceased the development of Ghost Recon Frontline, Splinter Cell VR, and 2 unannounced games. During a financial call listened to by VGC, the company said that both... It always sounds malicious, that. During a call listened to by VGC, it sounds like wiretaps and stuff that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's public information, but still, yeah. So during a financial call listened to by VGC, the company said that both games had been cancelled due to the changing financial environment. The company did not provide further details. Splinter Cell VR was in development at Ubisoft's Red Storm studio with support from Reflections. That's Ubi Reflections, by the way. Ghost Recon Frontline was in development at Ubisoft Bucharest. Ghost Recon Frontline was a battle royale game that saw groups of 4 players teaming up to face more than 100 players across a large map. An 8-minute trailer that was released last October showed off players collecting loot and completing missions. The game's announcement was met with significant backlash, which caused Ubisoft to delay and eventually cancel a planned playtest. The game's reveal trailer on YouTube accrued 4.8 thousand likes compared to 17,000 dislikes within a few days, with the comments being a mix of disappointment and confusion over the direction of the series. The top comment left by a user named Damon, nice, accuses Ubisoft of ignoring its fan base with Frontline's new direction. This comment alone has almost as many likes as the trailer itself. When searching Ghost Recon Frontline on YouTube, under the trailer there are several videos criticizing the title, with the title of YouTuber Big Fry TV's video asking, "Is this a joke?" ? Little was known about Splinter Cell VR beyond a brief tease from CEO Yves Guillemot, which was, quote, "On Splinter Cell there will be," that's how you say it, by the way, on Splinter Cell there will be some new type of experiences, but more on different devices. So we are working a lot on the brand today to come back at one point, he said. The game was planned in collaboration with Meta, aka Facebook, and would have been exclusive to Meta headset. So that is where we would have been on Friday. Already a good chunk to talk about in there. But then we jump into this article, which came out yesterday. So a few days after that. Jordan Midler once again saying Ubisoft's Roller Champions will soon be cancelled, it's claimed. So Ubisoft recently claimed the game was doing better than Hyperscape. Well, duh. I mean, any game. Anyway, Ubisoft's free-to-play sports title Roller Champions will soon conclude development just months after launch, it's claimed. Speaking on the Xbox Era podcast, Giant Bomb journalist Gref Jubb, nice. He's not to be confused with Jeff Grubb, the other journalist, who claimed that, quote, Roller Champions is going to be cancelled after Season 3, end quote, reading a message from a source. VGC has requested comment from Ubisoft, announced in 2019 and launched in May 2022. So, May 2022, June, July. That's 2 months ago. Yikes. Roller Champions is a free-to-play online sports game developed by Ubisoft Montreal. I'm going to hit play in the trailer if you haven't seen it. So the game has received several seasons of content following its launch, and according to Ubisoft's recent financial call, is tracking better than Hyperscape, Ubisoft's now cancelled Battle Royale. However, this reportedly hasn't translated into much popularity. At the time of writing, less than 100 people were watching the game on Twitch. Yikes. Developed by Ubisoft Montreal, Hyperscape was a free-to-play 100-player battle royale FPS set in a futuristic urban environment called Neo Arcadia. The game launched in open beta form in July 2020. However, just a year after its release, Ubisoft had stopped releasing major updates for the game. And during an earnings call on Thursday, Ubisoft had confirmed that it cancelled. Do you know what? We've touched that stuff already. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora was also delayed. Previously set to be released in 2022, it'll now be coming out in 2023. So lots to talk about there from Ubisoft. Ghost Recon Frontline, gone. Only been, I mean, has it been out? I can't quite remember now. There's so much, it's all kind of merging into one. It's yes, Ghost Recon Frontline was supposed to have a planned beta, right? Did it ever actually get released?
As far as I'm aware, I haven't seen it.
Okay, so Ghost Recon Frontline, we saw shitloads of backlash. We saw kind of talks about, oh, we're going off to stop. We're not going to do the betas. We're going to come back again later on, and then just hasn't. Splinter Cell VR, shitloads of backlash, just stopped without even really seeing anything other than CEO Yves Guillemot talking about it. 2 other unannounced games have been squashed as well. And then we get, what was it called? Roller Champions, just come out, only been out 2 months, cancelled. And now, as well as that, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora has been delayed. I mean, I don't get why that's delayed. Surely you've got like 5 different development teams that are working on anything now. Surely that should be coming out a lot sooner than should be. That's not how dev works, by the way. But still, banter aside. Bib, thoughts?
Yeah, the Ghost Recon one is the one that the Roller Champions one. I can see why that's being nuked. Like, I remember showing you the trailer for that when we was in the office going, have you seen what's coming out? This trailer has to be. You know what? The trailer wasn't that bad. The concept was horrendous. Like, I never thought that would have worked, but it was a free-to-play game, and if you want to give it a go, that's the problem with free-to-play games. They're either damned if they do, they're damned if they don't, because you can put the game out and let everyone try it. If everyone hates it, they're not going to continue to play it. And most games nowadays are judged by how many people are particularly playing that game. I mean, obviously people who buy the games, if it's not a free-to-play game, that's how they're judged. If it's a top-selling game for 6 years, like Grand Theft Auto is, then obviously it's a very good game. However, if a game sells well for the first 2 weeks and then gets forgotten about, if they've made enough money during that time and it reviews very well, it's a successful game. If you bring a free-to-play game out and 2 million people try it, and then you still have an active player base 3 weeks later of about 500 to 1,000 people, is that classed as a success? I suppose if those people are buying your season passes, who are buying microtransactions, who are propping up your profit margins, but then sooner or later, unless the content or you have influencers that continue to play that game, I imagine it's just going to go down rapidly. And 2 months later, Roller Champions is not doing too well. So it's no surprise to me that game has been canned. However, I am a little bit surprised that Ghost Recon Frontline has been scrapped, and Splinter Cell. Those 2 games, people are crying out for a new Splinter Cell game. I imagine VR is niche. Like, yeah. I wish it wasn't, but it's just an expensive piece of kit. And if you don't have the PlayStation version of it, you have to have a pretty decent rig at home to be able to power the VR element of Steam, HTC Vive, or whatever. Yeah. If it's an Oculus Quest or something like that and you're using the metaverse, yeah, of course, you have to have a Facebook account to be able to play these games, which, again, is a stupid barrier of entry, having to have a social media platform attached to your headset. Highly annoying, but yeah, the Ghost Recon one, I genuinely thought that would have been quite maybe not that successful in terms of what numbers the likes of Fortnite, the likes of Call of Duty Warzone, to a large degree, what PUBG are doing as well. It might not have had that kind of impact, but it would have had a significant impact. It's a Tom Clancy game. They don't tend to fail all often and this is off the back of Breakpoint. But a Ghost Recon game is it's a heavy hitter. It's the name. It's a brand. It's an IP. It's a game that I imagine probably would have been free to play. I can't remember whether or not it does actually list that it was going to be a free to play game. I can't remember. But even if it was, I imagine they would have done some sort of justice with this. Squads game, 100 people on a map. It is the fashionable thing to do to create a free to play battle royale game. We've got Vampire the Blood Hunt. That's pretty. That's okay. It's a very vertical game. I like the shooting mechanics on it. I like the way that it performs. It's just, is it a kind of game that I'm going to come back every single day? Probably not. Am I going to choose that over Fortnite? Probably not. And I think that's probably why they've nuked this one. Is it going to be the game that people are going to go back to when there is arguably much better games out there for free right now on the market? And coincidentally or not, games that have been going on for a long time now. I think Warzone is 3 years deep. Before that, we had Blackout. Fortnite now is maybe 4.5 years. I might be giving it a little bit too much there, but I imagine it's around that time frame.
Yeah,
So
similar to that. I mean, PUBG's hit 5 years. Fortnite was a little bit behind that, obviously, but not too far behind. So yeah, it's got to be in that sort of ballpark somewhere. Tito says Ubisoft are in the mud. So many good IPs, and they're doing little with them beyond generic shite. David talking about Roller Champion says it looks like Rollerball. It does look like Rollerball. JNK says G and his perfect French accent. Hey, Yves Guillemot, you want to hear Baby talk about Leon? What's that? Olympic Leon here. How do you say that?
Olympic Leon.
Leon. There you go. See, nice.
Leon.
Lake says FIFA versus eFootball. eFootball, that's something different. eFootball is a great example for viewers. Exactly. Viewers don't tell the full picture. Sometimes games are community games that are massively successful for their community, but aren't necessarily, that either aren't Twitch friendly or viewer friendly, or are, but the viewing community just isn't there as much as opposed to the playing community. So sometimes you can have games that can't be read by the number of people watching on Twitch.
Yeah.
That said, Ubisoft's titles generally are built for mainstream access, and that is part of the problem for me. Ubisoft is chasing the bag rather than, how can you put it? Some people make games that they are made to be a masterpiece. And masterpiece could be either something supremely artistic or just something supremely well made. Ubisoft, so many times we've had conversations about Ubisoft are chasing trends. They're trying to get a battle royale. They've tried a few times now. We've had Hyperscrap, which got hyperscrapped, obviously Hyperscape. Then we've got Ghost Recon Frontline, another battle royale. Yeet. I feel like what Ubisoft needs is connection. They don't connect with their audience. Their audience are asking for stuff, and Ubisoft are going, but we know what you want. Yeah. And it's like, no, you literally, I'm telling you what I want. Don't worry, we know what you want. And then Ubisoft go, here you go. Here's Hyperscape. And it's like, I asked for fucking Splinter Cell. Oh, shit. So you don't like Hyperscape? Okay, don't worry. We're going to cancel it. We're going to listen now. We're going to listen to you. Okay, you're bringing me a new Splinter Cell. Here, is it Splinter Cell? Is it Splinter Cell? Your new game. Is it Splinter Cell? Ghost Recon Frontline! They're like, it's not fucking Splinter Cell. You go, oh, fuck. So you don't like Ghost Recon Frontline? Yeah, okay, we'll cancel that out. Okay, what have you got next? It's called, is it Splinter Cell? It's Splinter Cell! Yay! VR. What? Just on Facebook. What? And it's just like, it's so daft because you can tell what people want from Ubisoft games. Assassin's Creed, I will give them the dues on that one. Valhalla is a much better game than where the series was going before that, and they have started to pull that back. And I will also say that Ubisoft cancelling 5 different games is possibly a look at themselves internally and going, okay, we had what was it? Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Wildlands, like just not really doing anything.
A revamped Siege, was it? What was the new one called?
It was going to be called Quarantine, but obviously lockdown stuff happened, so they changed its name, and I can never remember what they changed the name to.
Extraction.
That's it. So we had that, which just wasn't quite right, and they were trying to chase what was popular, aka what is profitable. Then we had that Riders Republic, which was just a bit wet. Like, was that a Ubisoft game as well? It's just like, it's a bit of fun, but it's trying to catch the vibe of Tony Hawk. but really cheesily written, not really any depth to it. Most people I know that play the game have had fun in it, but for the max of a week and then gone, okay, on to something that's actually good or something that other people are going to play with that I can have shared experiences, so it's not just me on my own playing this one game. So yeah, Ubisoft makes a lot of content. They're making content with big names like Ghost Recon, like Splinter Cell, with other names like Roller Champions and stuff, but they're not hitting any of them. And from top to bottom, it's like the game design just isn't anything to capture people's imagination. There's nothing new in there that makes you push the boundaries. There's lots of grind, lots of microtransactions and crap thrown in there. Plus, as well, and this is taking a step back to more towards what we do when we're not on stream, marketing. Their marketing is rinse and repeat. We will use the same content creators. And don't get me wrong, people like Lyric, like Summit, like The Doc, like are massive influencers. But if you just throw your money at them all the time, they play so much stuff, but they also have their core games. You have to work with them for your exposure, but then you work with actual communities that are going to prop your game up. And Ubisoft never gets that bit right, because you get the Hyperscape, everyone plays it, and then 3 days later, no one plays it. Because one, the game's not good enough, and two, you are not supporting that community. We've got Hyperscape Partner. Yeah, you can apply to be a Hyperscape Partner. Okay, you're Dr. Disrespect Instant Partner, even though you're not going to play it next week. Okay, who are you? Oh, like, let's use Ice Cream Uploads, not that we would ever apply to a Hyperscape Partner, but we'd be like, we'll play this game. We've played it through alpha and into beta, and now for full release, we'd love to play this. Can we be a Hyperscape Partner? I'm sorry, no, you can't actually. Even though you've actually been a very big part of the community and been involved in all of the subreddits, and you've tried every version of the game, you give loads of feedback and stuff. We actually don't care about you. So yeah, if you can come back when the game is massively successful, we'll have a conversation. And then the game isn't successful because they don't look after not just smaller content creators, but the mid-size, the ones that are actually going to carry their game. And Ubisoft has been very much, let's buy the big billboard, rather than let's do something for the community that lives below the billboard. And I think that's the problem with them for me. It's not just the games. I think them cancelling 5 games could seem like something is wrong. Hopefully, that isn't that. Because we found out that, like, in earnings calls last year, that they knew things weren't right. Investors were asking, and hopefully them cancelling 5 games is them going, actually, that would have been 5 pieces of shit that we put out. So if we just get rid of that, we'll save ourselves a shitload of time, a shitload of development, and a shitload of money, and we can just jump straight to the point where they don't exist, because that's what it would be like 3 months after launch. So if we just don't make them, let's make something decent instead. Hopefully, that is where Ubisoft is. And then hopefully that continues with their marketing, their outreach. Hopefully they do have some really cool launch content. Hopefully they do work with content creators and outlets in creative ways. That's not just, let's just write partner on the name of the game, and we will just get 5 or 6 big streamers to play it at the same time at launch, because that's been done. And to do more, to go further, you have to do something a bit more creative than that. And Ubisoft just haven't figured that bit out yet. So hopefully they do. I'm a huge Division fan, but they pivoted to free to play. It feels like Ubisoft are chasing the money and nothing else. And there's nothing wrong with pivoting to free to play. Obviously, we keep talking about Fortnite, and we'll come back to that a bit later on. But they've pivoted to free to play exceptionally well. And there's nothing wrong with Ubisoft doing that. There will still be some bugs and kinks on the way, like trying to figure out how to have free-to-play single-player story that evolves alongside a free-to-play multiplayer outlet as well. It's not super easy to do. People haven't found a one-size-fits-all approach to that yet. Fair enough. But they have, definitely done it very, very badly. Hey, would you like to spend £1 million? No. Okay. Would you like to just do the same thing over and over again until you're dead? No. Okay. Well, there's no in between. You either spend £1 million or you don't get anywhere for the next 12 years. Fine. Yeah. This is like Knockout City. Good game, but the drop off was so hard. I do feel like EA messed up with Knockout City. Similar sort of thing, actually. Some of the stuff that I said in there, like Knockout City, we played it. We played it with you. And we had a really good time. I have a lot of affection for Knockout City, but it was never going to be hugely successful because Fortnite has a cartoony style, but it is cool. You get in that game, they've got really good music, really well-made designs. The characters have multiple points of like articulation in terms of their joints. They move so effortlessly. They're doing things like flossing and stuff that is cool before the time. Knockout City with that like obviously commentary sort of voice and the less quality character art and stuff like that, it just feels like a little bit duff compared to it. So it was always going to be a little bit difficult. But the thing that I was just mentioning about Ubisoft then, not engaging partners and stuff, we tried to interact with the Knockout City a million times, their channels so many times. We made assets with mine and Bibby's faces on Knockout City characters. We streamed it. We got community members in, did all sorts of stuff, not even so much as a like. And that was them going, yeah, it's free to play. Everyone's having so much fun time. Nah! And then when free to play stops and everyone goes, okay, if I have to pay for this, then fuck that shit. I've had my fill. Fuck off. Everyone disappeared. That's when they were like, does someone send us a tweet, someone interact. And at that point, they'd lost all of the people that they weren't equipped to engage with. Like maybe they didn't have enough team members to manage that. Whatever it was, they did a bad job of engaging the community. And as a contrast, Fall Guys, we spoke about Oliver, age 24, having to run the social media channels for Fall Guys at its height. It'd be interesting to see how they manage when the game's not just, okay, everyone wants to work with it, McDonald's want to work with it, Ninja wants to work with it, Tim the Tatman, Optic, everyone else wants to be in it. When that drops off, how well they do with their social channels then. And they maintained their social channels. They engaged with people. They had all sorts of creative ideas, even through the Epic takeover. They've continued to provide good stuff through that. I mean, their social customer services, maybe not, as we found out last week, but their social content and their engagement was still beyond reproach. Mostly, I think. I'll say mostly because I haven't seen anything bad, but they could have been. I don't know. I've not had my eye on every tweet. And that is where Knockout City, they didn't make hay while the sun shone. The sun was shining. They thought, fuck this, we'll just lie here and enjoy. We'll top up our tan. We're a bit celebrity-ish now. And then when it all gone, yeah, fuck nah, they ain't got none. They got no hay. They make no hay. So all the relationships that they could have made with other channels, they let themselves down with that drastically, which is a shame because I still have a very soft spot for that game. I wouldn't probably jump in and play it now because I imagine there's not a large player base and the ones that are there are fucking legends at this point. Jump 360, no scope, like round the corner, shots and dead. Okay. Yeah, no thank you. So, yeah. Dobby, welcome back, dude. Splinter Cell was the best game. It's incorrect. Metal Gear Solid was better than Splinter Cell, but I see where you're coming from. I see. Ubisoft needs to take a page out of the Spice Girls book and just say, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Cheesy as fuck, but facts. Straight facts, actually. No, they don't, because people have told them what they want, what they really, really want. They just need to listen. The Spice Girls don't really go, tell me what you really want, and I'll listen, because Ubisoft need to just do the actual... People have been saying it for years. I remember having a conversation with Chaos Riot Zero and a few other Metal Gear creators at maybe EGX, and we were joking about Splinter Cell. And getting a new one of those. And I genuinely thought within a couple of years we'd have had one. And that was probably about 7 years ago now. Maybe more, possibly. I don't know. And we're still at the point where we've had a Splinter Cell mobile game and they were looking at a Splinter Cell VR game, and that shows you there is value in it. This is something that people are willing to port to Facebook devices and people will play on mobile devices. Just put it on the actual core devices that made it what it is today. Ubisoft making Ubisoft decisions is bizarre. And high five, you've cancelled everything. Hopefully that's not just a shit. We're going to try and sell us everything off to Xbox now because we don't really know. I mean, if it is, then Xbox will probably do something good with all of those brands. If it isn't, then hopefully it is Ubisoft going, okay, we've made some shit decisions. Let's just actually make a good game. We'll start with that and then see where we go. And if they do that, actually, that's not enough. They need to make a good game and market it well. And then after that, hopefully we're good. We'll see in about 3 to 4 years' time, if they still exist. With The Division, they had a weekly Twitch broadcast with the community team. They paused that during the pandemic and never resumed it. I think there's part of there've been multiple reasons for that. Obviously, trying to get everyone back in. Some of the team might not be in. They might not be in the same place to do the studio broadcasts and stuff anymore. The division might have dropped off. So the demand for resources for that game, it can't command, say if it was the community team, 3 members of staff using 2 hours on Twitch, they might not be able to assign that 6 hours a week to that. Plus the hours off screen planning it and stuff. They might be like, yeah, when there was 200,000 concurrent players, fair enough, but now we've only got 30,000. It doesn't really demand it. We might as well work on the other things. So I get that, why it might not be there, but yeah, that's the stuff that keeps people coming back. Free to play at the expense of any creativity whatsoever. Yep, exactly. Afternoon chaps from the southwest to you all in the northwest. Good afternoon, dude. How you doing? Good morning. 10 a.m.-ish. Nice. Good afternoon. Hey. I wanted Division 3. Did I mention I'm a huge Division fan? No, Tito, I don't think you did. Ubisoft are potentially a good acquisition target. They own most of their IP, so have low licensing costs. Huge potential. Please, Microsoft, go on. I mean, they are huge potential. They've said that they don't want to be sold. Then quickly came back and said, but we're not against the idea. I mean, we don't want to be sold, but if anyone did offer a big wedge of cash, like what Activision got, I mean, but we don't want to be sold unless you're going to pay well. Okay, we get it. You don't want to be sold unless someone's going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Fine. But it is understandable if someone did come in and make that offer, because you've got the likes of your Assassin's Creeds and your Ghost Recons and your Splinter Cells, and for that one person in the world that still wants to play the Rabbids games, they're in there as well. Rayman and a million other Ubisoft titles too. I just looked it up. Splinter Cell Blacklist was the last game, and it came out in 2013. Sheesh, 9 years. Yeah, makes more sense than Netflix, which I've heard. Brackets never happening. Yeah, I've heard the Netflix one. The thing is, it's because Netflix is hemorrhaging viewers. But don't get that mistaken. Netflix isn't like it's not profitable anymore. Netflix said that they were about to lose 2 million users this year or something. So people go, people. I was watching Netflix last night. I mean, it was shit what I was watching. Do yourself a favor, if you've got better things to watch, choose that before Resident Evil, because it's really not good. It's really not good. I finished it, thankfully. Don't have to watch that anymore. But yeah, Netflix is still making money, and it will piss people off while they figure out how to normalize against the way that people have normalized, like account sharing versus ads in it versus not some whatever. It will evolve, but Netflix ain't going on anywhere. It will be a big old wedge of cash to be able for someone to buy Netflix. It could happen though. Nobody would have ever bought Activision, or so we thought 12 months ago. So here we go. They want to get an offer they can't refuse, so they want to be bought out by the mafia. Exactly. Resident Evil is terrible. I'm on the 3rd episode. It does not get any better. It does not. I'm. It's not the worst thing I've watched, but I was like, me and Danielle had 3 episodes to watch last night, and we watched all 3 of them just to get it out of the way so we can start on other things, because we watched, like, is it 8 episodes? We'd watched like 5. We might as well watch 6, 7, and 8 just to get it gone. It's just, it could be so great. Bibby sat there with the Resident Evil 2 poster behind him because it's such a great series. Just that game on its own is great. I played that game. It was one of the few that I've played, and for what that game is, for something that made so long ago, and content creators have learned how to write for different mediums and evolve and write for games for the TV and for the big screen, and it's just so bad. So many, I don't know, I think it's like audio as well, like the way that maybe they filmed outside, and then, I don't know, rather than being, hey, Bibby, you need to smash that zombie in the face, it's like, hey, Bibby, you need to smash. So I mean, not that happens, but maybe that is what happened. So rather than me there being in the moment going, hey, Bibby, I've then recorded my voice afterwards, and it just doesn't seem to connect as much. Like, hey, Bibby, you need to smash the zombie in the face. And he's like, okay. It's just, yeah, it's don't watch it. Go on, fill your boots. It's great. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. It's top notch. Nice. Okay, that's enough of that. Ubisoft has cancelled 5 games. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I won't go into any until Bibby has 100% confirmed that he's not going to watch it and stuff. Then I'll avoid talking about it, because yeah. Blocking password sharing is going to be interesting. Will people bother subscribing instead? I don't think it's that simple. Exactly. And it's like the tipping scales of will ads stop people from subscribing, and not ads the person, but ads as in adverts, you know. Yeah, nice. Terrible accents are amusing as it's based in London, isn't it? No, actually. Ish. Kind of, but no. Actually, I don't think it's I don't know. It's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. It's based in South Africa. So yeah, there you go. Sorry, I won't talk about it. Yeah, you won't. Yeah, because it's not worth it. Anyway, let's talk about this instead. Star Wars Jedi Survivor has been listed with a March 2023 release date on the PlayStation database. So probably, I expect, not a lot in this story, but we'll go through it quickly anyway. George Foster at the gamer has this one. The best part of this show is probably going to be George Foster's tagline. Let's be honest with you. March, the Force be with you. So Star Wars Jedi Survivor has been listed with a March release date on the PlayStation database. A sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has been rumoured for a very long time, with most of the rumours also saying that it was planned for a late 2022 release. When it was officially revealed a few months ago, EA confirmed that it was planned for 2023, later than it was originally rumoured to be, which caused leakers to speculate that it will be released at the start of the year. A recent update to the game's store page on the PlayStation database might have just backed up that rumour. Twitter account PlayStation Size, who is known for tweeting about information and data found within the PlayStation database, shared that Star Wars Jedi Survivor page on the PlayStation website had been updated to include a release window of March 2023. Do you know what? I'm not going to go through because it goes through like minute details, but that's enough. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. March 2023. Also, the potential leak listings would suggest. What are your thoughts, babe?
I need to finish the first one. Your copy, actually, which is up there, right there. So, yeah, I do need to kind of finish that one, first of all, before getting involved with this one. I did actually want to put... What did I download? I downloaded a couple of games thinking, I'll have time at some point to be able to play these.
Do you know, I massively appreciate your open-mindedness there, where I'm gonna download these games and play these games, because I just go, fuck it, I might as well just play PUBG. that's been me for the past 5 years.
But listen, I do go through a lot of games, but I just genuinely at this moment in time don't have any spare time. So when I do, I want to play Football Manager, because I can play 2 games in about 20 minutes and then move on to whatever it is that I need to do. So I downloaded Final Fantasy VII because that was free on PlayStation Plus maybe 2 months ago. I thought, not played it yet, gonna get into that, saw that out. I really want to install Cyberpunk at some point and finish that. And then I'm thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, I've still not finished Star Wars that I think I got from you 2 years ago for a Christmas game. And I played like the first 2 hours of it. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life, Graham. I'm looking at my weekends for the next 6 weeks and I'm going, where am I even going to be able to wipe my ass? At what point am I going to be able to make a bacon butty?
I mean, like, usually you do the wiping when you're in the toilet, just to confirm.
It's just relentless. Like,
if
it's like wedding season, holiday season.
Don't shake Bibby's hand.
Yeah, exactly. Don't touch my PlayStation 5 controller. Don't touch my phone. Don't shake my hand. There you go. That's some free advice for you.
Did you wipe your ass? I've not had any time. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I've not had any time. I'm just walking around with baby wipes constantly and hoping for the best.
So, yeah, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Coming back off of Bibby's ass wiping routine.
My ass.
Yeah, coming back off Bibby's ass. Star Wars Jedi. Fucking hell. Just scrolling through the article, and there's an advert that's showing Amaranth farting into a glass. Nice. Great. Star Wars Jedi Survivor listed for March 2023. Yeah, is what it is. I mean, the fact that it was listed for end of the year, I mean, that could have just been one of the... Let's not announce it too early.
Fucking hell, size of this moth.
Fucking hell, size of this moth.
Size of this moth.
That could have been one of those, like, let's not announce it because there's a good chance it can delay, like everything else that has delayed recently. So, yeah, it could out March 23. Nice. I actually like that because the first Star Wars Jedi game, i.e. Fallen Order, came out in, like, it's either mid-November or mid-December. I think it was November. So it didn't get counted for the Game of the Year. And for me, it was Game of the Year. And I thought that was a travesty because Game of the Year just has like a 6-week window. Looking at you, Jeff Keighley. It has a 6-week window where it just goes, those games don't exist. If you come out from mid-November to end of December, your game just doesn't get factored in for this year or next year. Or if it does get factored in for next year, it was so long ago that it's out of the hearts and minds, and people go, yeah, fuck that. That was that thing that people played last year. Instead, we'll talk about Fortnite or whatever came out this year. So it coming out in March means it might actually get, if it's as good as the last one, it might actually get factored in for that. I mean, it would be better if it does come out without as many bugs as it did last time, because I didn't play it until Christmas/January, and it was an exceptional game. But there was a few bugs left that got ironed out just as I was finishing it, but there was some pretty heavy ones that I missed as well. So, yeah. All in all, though, pretty happy with that. Pretty happy.
Yeah.
I'm working through my backlog of games before buying any more games. So many games. I think if I started on my backlog now, I genuinely could go till 2024, 2025. If I was just playing other things and not PUBG. I've so many of them. It's ridiculous. I miss Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn? Who's that? I don't know who that is. Who is this? I'm going to have to Google Kyle Katarn now. That's completely Kyle Katarn.
Oh, someone at my front door.
From the expanded universe. Oh, Lethal Alliance. I've not played it. I don't know. I'm thinking, do you mean Cal Kestis? But no, there you go. I had no idea who that is. Nice. You've just educated me. I appreciate that. Okay, we are going to keep moving ahead, though. We are just hitting an hour of being live now, and we still have 2 more stories to go through, so we'll jump into the next one. Whoop, let me full screen it to get rid of all the spiely bars. But Jordan Midler at VGC has this one. Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition contents appear online. Players can get up to 3 days early access to the game. So the contents of the Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition and Deluxe Edition have appeared online. As spotted by Reddit user Battle-BR, hidden files on the Hogwarts Legacy website have been spotted that appear to show various items, including the Collector's and Deluxe versions of the game. It is unclear how long this file has been present on the website. However, it is attached to links to large US retailers, Best Buy and GameStop, suggesting that the pre-order campaign for these items could begin soon. The majority of the items in the collector's edition in both editions appear to be cosmetics for use within the game. The trailers for the game have shown a wide range of customization options, but it's unclear at this stage if these items would be exclusive to these editions or simply early unlockables. Mounts have been shown as part of the initial trailer, and the recent state of play, however, the Thestral, which is a skeletal horse, only visible to people in the wizarding world who have witnessed death, have yet to be shown as a mount. The collector's edition is also said to feature a floating ancient magic wand with book, which may be a physical item, as it's not included in the deluxe edition. In Hogwarts Legacy, the use of ancient magic is something unique to the player, allowing them to traverse through areas of Hogwarts untouched by normal students. The state of play presentation suggested this would be the main crux of the game, so an item in the collector's edition representing that would make sense. Let me see. Okay, I'll keep going. The eagle-eyed members of the Hogwarts Legacy subreddit recently uncovered another secret seemingly hiding in plain sight. A look at the game's UI. As posted to the Harry Potter game subreddit, menu elements appear for as little as a few frames. Due to be published under... we don't need to know it's published by... We'll come to that when we get to it. But for now, the details for the Collector's Edition's contents appear to be online. I'll quickly run through these lists. It might be a bit difficult to actually take on board. If that is the case, I apologise. But the Collector's Edition has the base game, the Thestral mount, a cosmetic pack, a battle arena, and a garrison hat. 72 hours early access, a robe, a steel case, and an ancient magic wand with a book. And then the Deluxe Edition has basically all of that without the steel case and the wand with a book. Obviously, there are some little differences. You can see it on the screen. We can share the link to the article in the chat, but it will be in the link to all of the podcasty stuff if you are watching this on demand. Hopefully, you got it all. Bib, thoughts?
Yes. I'm excited to play it.
Just before thoughts. Ashy Pashy, thank you very much for the follow. That came in 2 minutes ago while I was going through that. I meant to shout you out and I completely forgot, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Hey. Bib, what you said?
Yes, I'm looking forward to playing it. Like, I'm not a massive Harry Potter fan by any stretch of the imagination, but just, I'm into like this isn't quite dark fantasy. I wouldn't put it under that category, but it's a fantasy game. Do you know what I mean? It's an RPG. Forget about the characters. Forget about where it sits. A traditional classic RPG is what Bibby's all about, and that's the vibe that I'm getting from this. So that's what I'm most looking forward to. I don't know how Harry Potter finished. I think I definitely read 2 books. Don't know what order it was. Well, it was in order at the time, so I don't know what they were. Philosopher's Stone, is that the first one?
First one, Chamber of
Second one, Chamber of Secrets. So I read them 2 when I was back in primary school. Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
That's how long. That's
I'm not a nerd or anything.
yeah. that's the only thing I know about Harry Potter. But a traditional RPG set in a Harry Potter universe, so you don't really need to know any of the. I imagine you don't need to know about what happened there. It's not part of that timeline. Because if it is, I might be a bit fucked.
This is like 100 years before any of the Harry Potter stuff, so it's different timeline. You are a wizard, Harry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's a bit of me. Then I can get involved with this one and not have to worry about being left out of the loop. So yeah, I'm all in. I am in.
Yeah, but look at the size of this moth.
Look at the size of this moth.
So yeah, we'll keep looking at this. I mean, the collector's edition contents are kind of here and there. I don't tend to buy collector's editions, so we may not see this unless Warner Brothers. Hey, how you doing? Hey,
hello there.
Hey, we'll see. But we may play this game when it comes to it. Definitely a big fan of the Wizarding World. I know we've commented on the fact that there's been a lot of controversy about this in the past. But yeah, this is something that we are excited about, so could potentially be playing on the channel. Just a while ago, then, baby, yeah,
yeah.
You'll get to the
read
a
while ago
to your young boy when he is a bit older. To be fair, we did that as well. Actually, we didn't go through all of them, but we definitely read Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. Chamber of Secrets to Chloe. I think. I don't think we went beyond that, but yeah. By that point, she was like, "I want to watch the films instead." Okay, fine.
Fair.
Okay. Hogwarts Legacy Collection Edition details have been released. We've just gone through that. And now, some more details have been released. Ish. This, though, a little bit different. This is for The Last of Us fans and for Fortnite fans. So The Last of Us skins may be coming to Fortnite. This is written by LIANG at The Gamer. And the tagline for the last one from The Gamer was pretty good. March the Force be with you. Banter. This one, not so much. Joel and Ellie could be the last one standing epically. I mean, I see it. You don't have to do that. You don't, but okay. Updated 24th of the 7th, 2022. Let me just see. Yeah, okay. The article has been updated in general rather than there being a specific update. So Neil Druckmann has commented on the rumours and debunked them, saying on Twitter, "Love me some Fortnite, but there are no plans for this false rumour." There you go. So before we even jump into the article, it's already been debunked. So Epic and Sony could be collaborating as leakers suggest that these skins based off of Naughty Dog's The Last of Us could be heading to Fortnite. The Fortnite Last of Us skins could be dropping into Battle Royale around that time, around the time that Last of Us Part 1 remake launches, which is in September, or around the time the HBO show releases. I'm not going to keep going. We get it. There's a lot.
I completely missed that top line when I was pulling this together. Completely missed. I just started reading the story. Didn't even see that black bit underneath there. Otherwise, wouldn't have included it. So
yeah. It's not news. I mean, we're only here to bust myths, not talk news. That's what we're here for. So yeah, that would have been a cool news story, but it wasn't. So fuck off. so if Gaming Nacho has been listening to this podcast for an hour whilst he's been out on his walk, sorry.
Oh, he's well turned off by now.
So yeah, there will be no Fortnite skins, or at least not for now. I mean, the fact that Neil Druckmann, what I will say is, there was rumours that the skins are coming to the game. This is probably just some content creators, YouTubers that are wanting to drum up some clicks and have probably taken someone else's like fan-created content and used it as a source for a video that's then exploded, and other people have used the video as their source, taking that as gospel and lazy journalism ensues. Everyone thinks it's legit until Neil Druckmann says this is not happening. That said, Neil Druckmann saying this is not happening could be the actual spark that makes this happen. Epic could be like, oh, well, we've worked with you guys before. We've got Kratos in the game, who's made by a Sony first-party studio. We've definitely helped the likes of Halos and things like that with their skin placement in the game as well. We'd definitely have a handshake conversation on this if you want. Do you know what? You don't even have to spend money to be in it. If you're going to bring us HBO content as well, yeah, we'll be all for that. The only thing I could see stopping that sort of stuff happening is where they see this standing in the wider scheme of the mainstream. And I know that's a super vague thing to say that doesn't really make any sense until I break it down. But The Last of Us Part 1 is a game that already exists, that's already been remastered, and has then been remade purely to catch the people that want to play The Last of Us in video game form, but haven't been there the first time. AKA not the core audience, the mainstream gaming audience. Could Joel and Ellie dropping into Fortnite sway them? Could they be, well, I was gonna play the game, but I can see it on TV now, so do I really need to play that experience? And if I want to play as Ellie and Joel, I might as well just go into the Fortnite that I've been playing anyway. So there's an argument for and against. Like the arguments are people playing Fortnite ever really going to be playing The Last of Us anyway? So does putting the skin in actually offer any benefit? Or does it not? So this argument, you could say, well, the different games for different audiences, and also the same audience, but covers a different need. So having the skins there is just good marketing. But it might be a case of they've gone, do you know what? This new game isn't for the fans of the game. It's for the mainstream. And mainstream fans, if they're probably just going to be happy with an £8 skin, then we might as well not put it in, and we'll do that later on. So that could be it. That could be. I mean, it could happen, might not happen. Where are you sitting on this, Bib?
Yeah, it's the same with anything though. Like they've got the Indiana Jones skin campaign, which I still not even got anywhere close to getting. I really need to put my fucking finger out my ass and play some Fortnite and get those season stuff. I bought the season pass and I think I'm like level 30. I'm miles away, but
I'm like level 12. So.
Yeah, so maybe that's something that we end up doing at some point. But anyway, Indiana Jones. Just having Indiana Jones in the game, does that make you think? Do you know what? I might actually go and see the movie now. I'm playing with Indiana Jones. Oh, level 100 is Darth Vader. Does that make you want to go and watch Star Wars? Like, I don't know. I think it's meant for the people who already play the game, who think this is cool as shit. I'm going to be playing as Indiana Jones. I'm going to work towards that. I mean, I'm having Indiana Jones because I want him in my collection for the sake of having him in my collection. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same when they had the golf character in there. I was like, got no relevance apart from I like golf, and he's got a putter in his backpack. Like, yes, please. Like,
he's got to put who in his backpack? He's got to put her in his backpack. Does she even know?
There you go. She does not.
No, I agree. I mean, I want Darth Vader. I want Indiana Jones. I want Spider-Man whenever he comes back to the store, because I missed out on the actual season pass one.
Well, while I was having this conversation about Fortnite, which Spider-Man was it?
It's just the standard, like, Spider. I mean, obviously the skin one from the past will never come back, but like there's
was he called Zero War?
No,
was that the one?
No, okay. it was like I don't know what it's actually called. I don't know if it's like an Endgame or whatever, but it's basically Spider-Man from the Avengers films, effectively, or Spider-Man Far From Home, No Way Home, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
With or without Tom Holland's face, I'm not bothered, because I'm not going to use the face out. I'm just going to use the mask kind of thing. Just a straightforward standard Spider-Man, none of the super specially ones. I want that to add to my full superhero portfolio.
Roster.
Yeah. On that bombshell, like Spider-Man, we're going to web sling our way out of here. Hey, we are done for the day. Thank you very much, everyone that did drop in for the stream. Ashy Pashy for the follow. David for the 18-month sub. Thank you very much. There has been a few follows over the last few days as well. Sergeant Carlo and Crystallizer for the follows. Appreciate you very, very much. And then we jump back into Saturday stream contents where we had some gifties and stuff throwing down. We appreciate you all. If anyone is new casting eyes on our channels because you've seen the Royal Rumble stuff, this weekend should be great. If you're casting your eyes on this channel because of the PUBG WrestleFest stuff, then we appreciate you dropping in for that. But me and Bibby just did what we always do, and that's catch big fat dubs. That's all we're saying.
All we do is win no matter what.
All I'm going to say is Mrs. Webber, Little Sweet Kate, did send us some emotes that saying catch these hands. Consider those hands caught. Let's go. Nah, GG's teams. It takes two teams to have a tag team match. Only one can win, and luckily enough, because of our superior skill. Oh, so I'm going back to being shitty and salty again. I was trying to be nice, but yeah, good fights. Nice. Okay, we are going to disappear. We will see if there's anyone that we could drop a raid on, so stick around for that. But before we do, Mr. Bib, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, before I actually say this spiel, because we're going to be in the office. Well, I'm going to be in the office for the next 3 days, ripping apart the studio. What are our thoughts on the scoop this week? Are we just saying that we're just going to do Friday this week?
Yeah. I think that's probably the safest bet. There won't be a scoop tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday-ish. And that is the ish in the fact that maybe on Wednesday I might be able to do something solo-ish. But if Bibby's in the studio and it's been ripped apart, the cameras and stuff aren't in the same place that they usually would be. It just becomes a little bit of a ball ache kind of thing. That said, if everything's all in and working tomorrow, magically, then it might just be a case of, okay, well, I'll just get Bibby's face in. Job's good and nice. So consider then there are no scoops until Friday. But you might get yourself a couple of extras if we manage it throughout the week. It's just going to be one of those things. So yeah, maybe no scoop until Friday, maybe a secret one. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
The best thing you can do is drop a follow. That way you get notified. But yeah, you were saying, Bib.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us for today's episode of Scoop. If you want to help shape the potential other 2 shows this week, there's 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms. Or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. All we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time? Potentially on Wednesday, but definitely on Friday, Mr. Graham Day.
10 a.m.
Ish.
A little bit.
Massive-ish.
A little bit-ish. Stick around. I've just had a quick look. I can see Yuki. We don't get many chances to raid Yuki. Yuki is streaming, so we will drop a raid on Yuki. If you go along with the raid, you'll get yourself at least 250 sprinkles for doing that. So do it. You might as well. Plus, we get to join in Yuki's stream and say, hey, Yuki will be taking part in this weekend's Royal Rumble as well. I almost said WrestleFest then, but in the Royal Rumble this week, Yuki, I mean, she did take part in WrestleFest, to be fair. But stick around. Oh, my phone, my WhatsApp, goodbye. Get out of here. So yeah, stick around for the raid, and we will see you next time. Until then.
Stay frosty.
Got a big fucking air horn. Until then, air horns.